Okay, subtracting integers. This is our big next step in dealing with negative numbers. Integers are all positive and negative numbers. So we've added them. We're going to learn to subtract them today. First, we need to look at this giant term right here, additive inverse. So when we invert something, that's where this word inverse comes from, we change it to the opposite. And when we add something, well, we all know what add means. You put them together and they make a larger sum than originally. So the additive inverse is doing the opposite of what would happen if you added two integers together. So it's subtracting. Let's start with a familiar problem. So first of all, you see how there are no parentheses around this -2? Now don't worry too much about that. When it's addition and subtraction, parentheses don't change things too much like they would if it were division or multiplication. But the proper way to write it, you will not always see it written properly. The proper way is to put the negative number in parentheses. So doing this question, we first are going to go to our trusty number line. This is just a warm-up for subtraction. We'll get there. And we're going to go to 4. Then once we're at 4, we need to go -2, which means 2 to the left. All right, and that brings us to a 2 right here. I put a little circle above it. We know 4 plus -2 equals 2. You can imagine if Bob had 4 dirt cubes, Fib dug 2 holes, he would have to fill those 2 holes with 2 of his dirt cubes, and he would only have 2 left over after that. So now let's change it to subtraction, but the same numbers. So we start off the same with the first number. We go to the right. Then that's when we encounter the negative sign. So if we did what we did last time, we would go to the left. But we need to do the exact opposite. And there are only 2 ways to go, so we're going to go to the right. And we end up right at 6. There's a little tiny star there. So if you think of this, in what way can we also put 4 and 2 together to make 6? We can also just add +2 to 4, and then we would also get 6. So subtracting the negative is the same as adding the positive. Now maybe that's a mouthful, and you would rather just think of doing the opposite of what you would do if you subtracted. Either way that you think of it, as long as you're getting the right answer, I'm okay with it.